both. And too often, people don't accept that. They don't accept that that can happen, that those two things together, that we can do both. And so the question is that I want to ask you as we're talking about this game is when you see a young person, you see that young boy that is playing, is do you want them to be a man? They use the game so they can be a better man, so that when they get there, that now they can take this platform and use it. Or do you just want to be a ball player? Because otherwise, they'll just be a ball player, and when they get there, they might see there's something wrong, but they won't know what to do with it. And then the other thing is, if they do know what to do with it, is the community on board. And I got this on my heart, so I got to share it. So you asked me if I could still play. I can't play, but when I finished up playing, my wife got diagnosed with cancer. Right? She got diagnosed with lung cancer. And the NFL, Commissioner Goodell, and the rest of them, they said, what can we do? What can we do? And I said, right now she doesn't need anything. She got tremendous friends, tremendous community. They said, but we want the number for American Cancer Society because when she's ready, we want to work on raising money for lung cancer research. We got married November 27, 2011. She was ready. She had made the choice. I want to stand. I'm going to fight for other people. She wasn't doing well. We still got married. And amazing that day. But it could have been more. But the American Cancer Society wasn't ready to say that lung cancer research mattered in the public. They weren't ready. When she passed a month later, they weren't ready. When they did our story before the Super Bowl, they weren't ready. They have just got ready. I just attended on Saturday the second time that they said that the lung cancer event raising money for research. So my ability to use the NFL was restricted by the community. And so what I'm saying is that there are guys that are doing amazing things. There are guys that want to do more things. And then there's guys that have no clue. They have no clue. The only thing they've done is play ball, and as long as they did that, somebody was like, you're the man. You're awesome. Don't worry about that. I got that for you. Don't worry about cooking. Don't worry about your shoes. Don't worry about your clothes. Don't worry about nothing. And then they see something that is wrong. Mm-hmm. What do I do about it? Right now, you got a platform. You got a platform so you can speak. You can say there's something wrong. But unless you've been trained, what do you do about it? This one right here that grew up in. You know, see them grew, beneath them grew up in it. But I can absolutely tell you, if I didn't fight, all I would have been is a ball player that grew up in a little town home in Anaheim, California, that all I wanted to do was make sure that I didn't have to live in a town home anymore. And I could have played, if I didn't fight to get out in the community, I could have played 12 years and not known anybody and really not know anything about my community. So what are we training our guys for? This platform is here. We can use it if we are trained to use it. And when I say that platform, I'm not talking about just the NFL platform. I'm talking about a college platform. You guys see what high school ball looks like. A high school platform. It's amazing. So
thank you so much for sharing. Final word?
So two quick things. I will not request Super Bowl tickets. However, as Terrence J. did that for all of us, I will say that with great wealth comes great responsibility, and there's an opportunity to invest funds in and around the NFL in banks that are owned by people of color and other marginalized communities. Because that is not mere charity, that is actually a chance to shift systems and create generational wealth in places where it doesn't exist. So I would be remiss if I didn't use the opportunity of my platform to make that request. And so whatever influence there is there, I would appreciate you passing that along. The last thing I will say is, when we were in the streets during the Ferguson uprising, there were often moments that could cause great fear. The tear gas, the pepper spray, the MRAPs, the armored vehicles, the machine guns being shoved in people's faces, pregnant women being thrown to the ground and arrested while peacefully protesting. But what I am sure of is that any fear we felt in that moment paled in comparison to the fear that the status quo was experiencing, because we had the audacity to stand up there and declare that justice was something we deserved too. And so I want all of us to remember that in creating that creative tension and in committing ourselves to not just dedicated and disciplined direct action, but to true solutions, that there's nothing wrong with pressure. That pressure bursts pipes. And so instead of being afraid, instead of cowering to our discomfort, stay in that moment of discomfort. Remain in the place where you are most uncomfortable doing the work, because that is where your mission is.
All right. With that said, please give it up for